Hey everybody, this is Tom with The Board Gamer. Today we're going to do a quick overview and review for this game. If you want the full how-to, go ahead and click this icon up here or the link in the description. Now let's get into it. Stone Age is a 2 to 4 player game for ages 10 and up with an average gameplay length of 60 to 90 minutes, published by Z-Man Games. The basic rundown for Stone Age has you using workers to gather resources in order to build huts. These huts, along with civilization cards, are how you score points in the game. And once one of the hut piles or civilization deck is empty, the game ends and the scores are tallied. The player with the most points wins. For the purpose of this review, I will show you what is in the original Stone Age and also show you a couple of the comparisons of what are in the Stone Age Anniversary Edition. That way you can see if the original Stone Age, which is more accessible, is right for you, and what upgrades the Anniversary Edition has. That way you can determine if it's worth trying to hunt down. I personally have a lot of fun playing either of these versions of Stone Age. This is probably one of the most standard worker placements out there. What I mean by that is if you've never played a worker placement before and you play one of these, you will gain a better understanding of what a worker placement is, and you'll be able to play and start to understand some of the more complicated worker placement games that are out there. Just about everything in Stone Age is pretty straightforward and easy to understand, at least until you get to the final scoring. Now let's chip away at Stone Age and see what's inside. Now when discussing the components, we'll be pulling from both of these games, since this is where most of the upgrades in the Anniversary Edition are found. To start, let's look at the wooden meeples. In the original game, they have a bit of personality and are not the basic meeples you find in some games. However, in the Anniversary Edition, they kick up that personality by printing actual tribesmen onto these meeples. And not only that, each color is wielding a different weapon, giving even more personality. Another change in the components comes in the form of the food. The original had circle cutouts for each type of food, whereas the Anniversary Edition has each food type cut into the shape of food that it represents. This was an upgrade that I didn't know I wanted until I had it. It makes it feel like you're actually paying 5 fish to feed your tribesmen, and not just a little circle disc with the number 5 written on it. And also, let's not forget about the double-sided board and huts that lets you play in both the summer and the winter of the Stone Age. But other than that, both these games have the same resources, same cards, same leather cup and wooden dice, and they all still feel great. Although the Anniversary Edition does include a couple mini expansions like the igloos and wild animals that you can add into the game. I find Stone Age to be a great intro into worker placement game. I've personally used it to introduce people to gaming, and I think it went extremely well. The final scoring is where it can get a little complicated, but the player boards provide a little reminder, and as long as you explain that in the beginning of the game, it's pretty easy to keep up with. And when placing a worker and knowing that each worker is equivalent to 1 die, the thought of placing more to increase your chances to obtain more of that resource really makes it easier to understand. And if you ever need more workers, you can always go and make them. Just be sure you have enough food to feed them. Now with all that being said, there is a bit of math in Stone Age, but none of it is very complicated. You will always have something to do on your turn, and you will always progress towards something. Now when discussing replay value for Stone Age, I do have to rank it a little bit lower than some other worker placement games out there. And not because it's bad, it's one of the original worker placements in the modern era, but a lot of additional mechanics have come out in worker placements since Stone Age. I tend to play it more with people that haven't played a worker placement game before, kind of as an intro game, or when I just want to relax and just play a simple worker placement game. That being said, I will say that Stone Age will not be leaving my collection. Stone Age was one of my first favorites, and I have never had a bad time playing it. And for that reason, I went and picked up the Anniversary Edition. This gave me the same satisfaction as the original Stone Age, but it also added a couple mini expansions and the harsh winter variant that comes along with the winter board. If you really want more replay value for Stone Age, I would recommend going for the Stone Age Anniversary Edition, just for those tiny expansions, along with the harsh winter conditions, but only if you can find it for a reasonable price. But if you can't, and you just want an easygoing worker placement game, I would still recommend picking up Stone Age. Now, Stone Age is inherently a strategy game. Being a worker placement game, it is inherently a strategy-based game, but there is a little bit of luck when rolling for resources. However, that luck can be altered by using tools from the tool hut. This is a game where you can plan out your moves ahead of time and generally complete them, especially if you're going first or second. This not only goes for placing your workers, but also for which civilization cards you choose to obtain. Collecting the unique relics with the grass backgrounds can allow you to really bolster your score at the end game. Don't forget about the multipliers with the sand backgrounds that align with your strategy, because that can bolster your score even more. Now, luck is there in the game, but I do think the best strategists will prevail when playing Stone Age. Now, if we take both the original Stone Age and the Stone Age Anniversary Edition and compare them, the Stone Age Anniversary Edition will excel in theming just on the added components alone. It's not to say that the theming isn't very good in the original Stone Age, it's just that it's more visually apparent in the Stone Age Anniversary Edition. However, in actual gameplay, the theming is equal amongst both these games. You're collecting resources that are available now and have been since before the Stone Age, and you're using them to build huts, using tools that have a Stone Age look to them, but really the theming of the game is more based on the looks of it and not so much the actual gameplay. However, being a fun worker placement game and having that emotional connection that Stone Age brings to the table is enough to make you not mind that the theme of the game is only skin deep, or cardboard deep in this case. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Stone Age is one of my favorites, and it will not leave my collection, even if it is a bit outdated. I still think there's still plenty of joy to find in this game. Now, this board gamer says, whether you're in the Paleolithic era or the right here, right now, Stone Age, either edition, is not boring. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.